Let's continue now in the Tafsir of Suratul-An, and we have reached Ayah 103. Starting with the saying of Allah, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا تدركه الأبصار وهو يدرك الأبصار وهو اللطيف الخبير لا تدركه الأبصار. The visions do not encompass him. The visions do not encompass him does not mean the visions do not see him. Encompassment is different from seeing. So for someone to interpret this ayah to mean the visions do not see him is not a necessary interpretation. Rather, tudrik, this verb, its source is the word idrak. Idrak means lahaq, catching up to something. Yes, like when Allah Ta'ala said about the Pharaoh, حتى إذا أدركه الغرق, until when the drowning, أدركه, until when the drowning encompassed him, yani, until it caught him. He was stuck and going to drown. Yeah, the idrak, to catch something or catch up to something. So the visions do not encompass him. What does that mean? It means that he does not have a body. He does not have edges. Doesn't mean that they don't see him, but they will see him in the afterlife, the believers, without encompassing him. This does not mean he's in a place or has a body. It is like we say that we know Allah without encompassment. هكذا. لا تدركه الأبصار لا تدركه الأبصار وهو يدرك الأبصار. And he encompasses the visions. That's literal translation there. He encompasses all of the visions, and he encompasses everything, not as a purse surrounds a pearl. Rather, he sees what can be seen, and hears what can be heard, and knows what is known. And he has power over everything controlled, and he subjugates everything by his will. He subjugates by his will everything that is subject to will. وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. And he is al-Latif al-Khabir. Al-Latif, it has been interpreted as the one who is merciful to his slaves. And it has been interpreted as the one who knows the obscurities of things. Then according to that, goes back to the attribute of knowledge. And it has been interpreted as the one who cannot be imagined. وَهُوَ اللَّطِيفُ الْخَبِيرُ. Yani, latif in linguistic sense is a soft one or a subtle one. Al-Khabir. Al-Khabir means all-knowing. Al-Alim. And there's another way to interpret this ayah. لا تدركه الأبصار. It is possible to interpret the idrak in this ayah as seeing. But if you interpreted the idrak here as seeing, then we have to interpret the meaning of al-absar, the visions. لا تدركه الأبصار. Oriani, the visions. What would it mean if the idrak means seeing? Yani if this here, instead of encompass, was see. Then, if we put it there, the visions do not see him, then it would mean uh, here, not all visions. This is what it would mean. Not all the visions see him. That's what it would mean. If the idrak means seeing, لا تدركه الأبصار, not all the visions see him. وهو يدرك الأبصار. So what would that mean then? Which visions see him? The visions of the believers in the afterlife. The believers in particular in paradise, they shall see him. Uh, because of other verses of the Quran. وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. Faces on that day that are radiant, seeing their Lord, and other verses and hadiths. So either way, it cannot mean that Allah is not seen. The verse does not mean that seeing Allah is impossible. That's how the people who believe that seeing Allah is impossible interpret the ayah. This ayah to them is proof. They say, yani immediately they will cite this ayah. لا تدركه الأبصار. We say, actually, this verse indeed proves that Allah can be seen. Because the verse praises Allah. It is put forth as praise for Him. Okay, so how does that prove He can be seen? Because if it is put forth as praise, then we need to recognize, we need to identify where the praise is. Where would the praise be? Would the praise be in saying that something that cannot be seen will not be encompassed? Something that cannot be seen in the first place will not be encompassed? No, there's no praise there. Yani, they say Allah can't be seen. So, they, while believing that Allah cannot be seen, they cite this ayah. لا تدركه الأبصار. The visions, they say it means the visions do not encompass him. To them means do not see him. To them means cannot see him. That's impossible according to them. We say to them, if you explain it this way, then there is no praise for Allah here. Because you're saying that someone who cannot be seen will not be encompassed. They say, yeah, the one who can't be seen will not be encompassed. They say to them, but if anything can't be seen, it's not going to be encompassed. It's not, there's nothing special there. What's special about something that can't be seen not being encompassed? There's nothing special there. So what's special actually is the one who cannot be encompassed being seen. The one who can't be encompassed being seen. That's what's special. He is seen without encompassment. That's special. قد جاءكم بصائر من ربكم فمن أبصر فلنفسه ومن عمي فعليها وما أنا عليكم بحفيظ. قد جاءكم بصائر من ربكم. Say to them, O Muhammad, there have come to you pagans insights, proofs from your Lord. The insights, what does that mean? The basira, basair, that's the word in the ayah. That's the plural of basira. What's the basira? Basira is the heart's vision. Basar is the eye's vision. Basira is the heart's vision. قد جاءكم بصائر من ربكم. So that was translated here as insights in reference to the heart's vision. Say to them, O Muhammad, there have come to you pagans, according to Tabari, to you pagans, insights, and the insights are the proofs that one reflects on inwardly from your Lord. So what you're going to do with that? فَمَنْ أَبْصَرَ فَلِنَفْسِهِ. Whoever saw those proofs and thus believed, then that was for himself. Yani, anyone who saw, anyone who could see when those insights came to him, then that was for his own good. He benefited. وَمَنْ عَمِيَ فَعَلَيْهَا. And whoever was blind to them, then that is against himself. Meaning, then that was to his own detriment. Whoever was blind to those signs, that was to his own detriment. وَمَا أَنَا عَلَيْكُمْ بِحَفِيظٍ. And I am not over you a monitor. Rather, I am a warner. Yes. The verse means there has come to you from the revelation and the reminders, yani within the revelation and the reminders, there has come alerts and advice that give the heart insight. Yes. SubhanAllah. This Quran is going to make someone reflect. And if he doesn't want to believe and he hears the Quran and understands what he's hearing, he will have uh, cognitive dissonance. Yani conflict in himself. He will find conflict in himself. And then he will consciously turn away. Sometimes a person is disbeliever. Something didn't cross his mind yet, but a disbeliever might listen to the Quran and he would understand something. It will turn a light on for him, but he doesn't want to take it. So then he will disregard it after after something clicked for him. وَكَذَلِكَ نُصَرِّفُ الْآيَاتِ وَلِيَقُولُوا دَرَسْتَ وَلِنُبَيِّنَهُ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ. And like that, we diversify the signs. And so that they say, you have studied with the people of the book. And so that we clarify it for a people who know. Yani, وَكَذَلِكَ نُصَرِّفُ الْآيَاتِ. Like we have made those verses versatile, thus have we made this versatile. It is so dynamic that they say, وَلِيَقُولُوا دَرَسْتَ. They say, you have studied. Yani, because this Quran is profound. Who are they talking to here? They would say that to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. How did you come with this? You have studied with the people of the book. But he did not study with the people of the book. وَلِنُبَيِّنَهُ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ. And so that we clarify it for a people who know. And in this ayah is majaz, figure of speech, which is that there is irony in the ayah. Irony means that that's not really why it was for. Was not really what it was for. What it was said that it was for is not really what it was for, but it was the result, the contrary result to what it was for. Yani, وَلِيَقُولُوا دَرَسْتَ يعني نصرف الآيات وكذلك نصرف الآيات وليقولوا درست. The verses were not diversified so that they would say, you have studied Muhammad. Where did you get this from? That's not why the verses were diversified. But, or they were dynamic. Uh, but because they were, it was because they were that they said, Darast, you have studied. And what they mean by you have studied is a way of denying him. That's why is the issue here. He did not study with the people of the book. This is revelation. They're trying to find an excuse. This is like when Allah Ta'ala says about the people of Pharaoh, فَالْتَقَمَهُ فَالْتَقَطَهُ آلُ فِرْعَوْنَ لِيَكُونَ لَهُمْ عَدُوًّا فالتقطه آل فرعون ليكون لهم عدوا وحزنا. The people of Pharaoh took Moses in. They took baby Moses in so that he would become an enemy for them and so that he would become grief for them. Is that why they took him in? It's not really why they took him in. Rather, that's what happened. They took him in not for that. They took him in so that they would benefit from him. But it became that he was their downfall. Ironically, he was their downfall. They took him in and he was their downfall. Allah did not diversify the signs so that they would say, so that they would try to find an excuse to deny the revelation, and instead of confessing to the revelation, they would say, you have studied. But this is the result of how profound the verses of the Quran are. وَلِنُبَيِّنَهُ لِقَوْمٍ يَعْلَمُونَ. And so that we clarify it for a people who know. Allah did diversify those signs uh, to clarify it. To clarify what? What is that there? To clarify the Quran. To clarify it. To clarify the Quran. Allah diversified the verses of the Quran to clarify the Quran for a folk who know the truth. A folk who know the truth from the falsehood. So here, وَلِنُبَيِّنَهُ, so that we clarify for a people who know, that's a literal lamb. So that, for that reason, that's literal there. That's not irony. But here, وَلِيَقُولُوا, so that this one is irony. Yeah, we have it in the footnote here. The particle lam in liyaqulu, so that they say, usually has the meaning of ta'lil, reasoning, or causality, meaning so that, or for the reason of. It appears that the verse is saying Allah diversifies the verses so that they would belie the Prophet by saying, you have merely learned that from the people of the book. However, Allah did not diversify the verses for that reason. Therefore, this lam is not for causality. It is called lamul aqibah, the lamb of irony, yani the lamb of the outcome, the ironic outcome. It is like what is in Suratul-Qasas, ayah 8. فَالْتَقَطَهُ آلُ فِرْعَوْنَ لِيَكُونَ لَهُمْ عَدُوًّا وَحَزَنًا. The people of Pharaoh took him in so that he would be for them an enemy and sadness. I like the word grief better though. The fact is that they took Musa in so that he would be a beloved one and a delight of their eyes. However, the ironic outcome was that he became their enemy. Likewise, the verses of the Quran were diversified for clarification, not for the Prophet to be belied by their saying to him, you have studied this from the people of the book. However, this saying of theirs came as a result of its diversification, or because of how dynamic the verses are. اتبع ما أوحي إليك من ربك لا إله إلا هو وأعرض عن المشركين اتبع ما أوحي إليك من ربك لا إله إلا هو وأعرض عن المشركين. Follow what was revealed to you from your Lord, the Quran that was revealed to you from your Lord. There is no God but He, and turn away from the pagans. Here, La ilaha illahu. There is no God but He. This sentence is an emphasizer and intensifier. What is it intensifying? It could be intensifying the command to follow the Quran. Yani, follow what was revealed to you. No one is God but Allah. Or it could be intensifying Rabbik. اتبع ما أوحي إليك من ربك. Follow what has been revealed to you from your Lord. There is no God but He, your Lord. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And turn away from the pagans. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مَا أَشْرَكُوا وَمَا جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَفِيظًا وَمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مَا أَشْرَكُوا وَمَا جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَفِيظًا وَمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ مَا أَشْرَكُوا. And had Allah willed, they would not have committed paganism. What is the implication here? There's an implication here. Maybe it would cross someone's mind that the implication is, had Allah willed for them to not commit paganism, then they would not have committed paganism. So what came in the Tafsir of An-Nasafi is, it means, Had Allah willed their guidance, or had Allah willed their faith, imanahum, had Allah willed their faith, they would not have committed paganism. Now, what that means is that they did not commit paganism against the will of Allah. They committed paganism against the command of Allah, not against His will. No one is against the will of Allah, not even the one who's committing blasphemy. Everything is by the will of Allah Ta'ala. And this proves that Allah is not obligated to do what is best for the slave. Allah knows how in the world did the Mu'tazila believe that Allah was obligated to do what's best for the slave, with so much abundant, very clear evidence in the Quran. Allah tells us all throughout the Quran that He is the one who made them blind, He made them deaf, He made them not comprehend, He misguided them. Very clear words. More of them are coming now. وَمَا جَعَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ حَفِيظًا. And we have not made you over them a monitor, recompensing them for their deeds, O Muhammad. وَمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِوَكِيلٍ. And you are not over them an enforcer compelling them to believe. Yani the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he cannot compel them, but his not being able to compel them was before the permission to fight. His not being able to compel them was before the permission to fight. This is what many people misunderstand. There is some kind of compulsion. And the ayah, La ikraha fi din, does not mean what many people think it means. It does not deny what many people think it denies. Because if there is no compulsion at all on any level, then what's the point of sending out armies to the kuffar? Is this what you are going to say to a Muslim who's not strong here? And it's true. Yani, let me say, rather, what you cannot compel is the heart to believe. You cannot compel the heart to believe, like what is interpreted by Al-Jalalain. According to the Tafsir of Jalalain, you are not an enforcer over them, compelling them to believe. You cannot force the heart to believe. That's one is not, there's nothing you can do. If you have a sword or anything, any means of torture or any threat, you cannot make a person's heart believe. But it is possible, according to religious law, to make someone's limbs, to compel someone's limbs to act. Such as to make him say the Shahada. And to make him bow down and pray. It is possible according to religious rules. The Muslims used to insult the idols, but so not to cause for Allah to be insulted, they were forbidden from that. Meaning, not absolutely forbidden, rather, don't do it so that Allah would be insulted. وَلَا تَسُبُّوا الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ فَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ كَذَلِكَ زَيَّنَّا لِكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ عَمَلَهُمْ ثُمَّ إِلَى رَبِّهِمْ مَرْجِعُهُمْ فَيُنَبِّئُهُم ثم إلى ربهم مرجعهم فينبئهم بما كانوا يعملون. وَلَا تَسُبُّوا الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ فَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ. Do not insult those who call upon other than Allah, so that they would insult Allah. فَيَسُبُّوا اللَّهَ عَدْوًا بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ, so that they would insult Allah unjustly without knowledge, lacking the proper knowledge of how He should be mentioned. Yes. And also, I'll remind you of the hadith. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he forbade a person from insulting his own parents. So he was asked, would someone insult his own parents? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he would insult someone else's parents. And that causes them then to insult his parents. So the meaning is that his causing his parents to be insulted is like he insulted his own parents. So let him not do that. Let him not do what causes his parents to be insulted. And like that here. Let one not do what causes Allah to be insulted. And then you're going to go from there. Let one not do what causes Islam to be insulted. Or the like. Or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it means you should think ahead. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. We can even go further. Let one not do what hinders the dawah. كذلك زينا لكل أمة عملهم. Like we have beautified for those pagans what they do. Yani they're insulting Allah because they were insulted or their idols were insulted. So when that happened, then for them to return the insult appeared to be a good idea to them. That's what was beautified for them. Something that was to them, from their perspective, a good idea. كذلك زينا لكل أمة عملهم. Like we have beautified for those pagans what they do, we have beautified for every group its good and bad deeds. So there's a taqdeer there. كذلك زينا لكل أمة عملهم. Like we have beautified for those pagans what they do, have we beautified for every group its good and bad deeds. ثم إلى ربهم. So right there is a proof that Allah is not obligated to do what is better for anyone. Allah is telling us He made their bad deeds appealing to them. زينا لكل أمة عملهم. Yani the good deeds and the bad deeds. ثم إلى ربهم مرجعهم. Then for the judgment of their Lord is their return to life. فَيُنَبِّئُهُم بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. And He will inform them of what they used to do and recompense them. وَأَقْسَمُوا بِاللَّهِ جَهْدَ أَيْمَانِهِمْ. And the Meccans swear by Allah with their utmost swears. Yani, they exaggerate in their swears. Wallahi, we swear to God. لَإِن جَاءَتْهُمْ آيَةٌ لَيُؤْمِنُنَّ بِهَا قُلْ إِنَّمَا الْآيَاتُ عِندَ اللَّهِ وَمَا يُشْعِرُكُمْ أَنَّهَا إِذَا جَاءَتْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. And the Meccans swear by Allah with their utmost swears. They exaggerate in swearing that truly لَإِن جَاءَتْهُمْ آيَةٌ لَيُؤْمِنُنَّ بِهَا. If there came to them a sign that they suggest, they would most certainly believe in it. Yani, they're saying, we swear, wallahi, we swear to God, we swear to God, do it like this though. Do this, you do it, we will believe, wallah. قل إنما الآيات عند الله. Say, O Muhammad, the signs are only from Allah. Yani, I have no control over them. I am merely a warner. Yes, that's clear. But you should know that it is possible that Allah enables a prophet to wield the miracle at will if Allah informs the prophet that he could do so. Like how Allah taught Prophet Musa how to do miracles. That if he throws his staff, it will turn into a serpent, and if he puts his hand on it, it will come back again. And also, for example, Musa knew that after he opened the sea and the Israelites crossed, that if he hit the sea again, the water would come back. And he wanted to do so. But Allah revealed to him, wait, Musa, don't hit it yet. So it means he wanted to act. He saw that he had permission to do what he wanted to do here. But Allah revealed to him, don't do it yet, Musa, wait. So that the Pharaoh and his army would come in. And then Allah revealed to him, now. And then he hit the sea, and then it came back. قل إنما الآيات عند الله. Say the signs are only from Allah, and I am merely a warner. وما يشعركم أنها إذا جاءت لا يؤمنون. And what makes you believers know? Because the believers were hoping that a sign of their suggestion, the suggestion of the kuffar, would come so that they would believe, because they want them to believe. Allah tells them, وَمَا يُشْعِرُكُمْ أَنَّهَا إِذَا جَاءَتْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. What makes you believers know that if the suggested signs came, they would not believe? You do not know, believers. Allah knows that they will not believe. That's the meaning of the ayah here. وَمَا يُشْعِرُكُمْ أَنَّهَا إِذَا جَاءَتْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Meaning, Allah informs us here that if they got the signs that they were asking for, they will still not believe. Allah knows, and Allah tells you, but you would not know otherwise. You hope so much that they will become believers. So they were not given what they asked for. وَنُقَلِّبُ أَفْئِدَتَهُمْ وَأَبْصَارَهُمْ كَمَا لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. And we flip their hearts from comprehending the truth. And we flip their visions from seeing it. We flip it, we turn it. We turn their hearts from comprehending, and we turn their visions from seeing the truth. كَمَا لَمْ يُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. Just as they did not believe in it the first time. And what you always have to remember is that these ones, outwardly, they can see. This is amongst the insights that Allah gives us in the Quran. They can see outwardly. They can. We know that inwardly they cannot see, and they cannot hear, and they do not comprehend. Only if Allah enables them. As a kafir, Allah could lift from them whatever blocks them, and then they will see, and they will hear, and they will understand. But if He does not, then they will not, even though you're talking to them. وَنَذَرُهُمْ فِي طُغْيَانِهِمْ يَعْمَهُونَ. And we leave them in their transgression, straying in confusion. Going back and forth in confusion. Allah is not obligated to do anything for anyone. That's the end of the juzl. Subhanallah. Sadaqallahul Azim. Any question? SubhanAllah. I didn't know we were going to finish the juz'ah today. Didn't realize it. Mubarak. I ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to raise us a level. Ameen. And I ask Allah to raise us many levels. Ameen. Ameen wa iyyakum. So next week, if Allah enables us, then inshallah we'll start Juz'ah 8. Praise and thanks are due to Allah who enabled us to progress. Praise and thanks are due to Allah who blessed our time and who guided us to good deeds, who made us only passers-by in the dunya, and who made us amongst those who yearn for paradise. And I ask Allah to make us amongst those who achieve it. May Allah forgive us of our sins and bless us and bless our families and bless our children and bless our monies and have mercy on the Muslims in the war zones and put us in paradise without any previous torture. And I ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to grant us an accepted dua. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك